Hello everyone. I just wanted to do a video to you today about emotions, about the space of what we understand emotions to be and our path to releasing them. I had some musings the other day, perhaps a realization, if you will, about my own relationship with emotions. Now for me, I know for a long time I've struggled with my own journey in terms of not just releasing emotions that I know I have trapped in the body. Trapped is an interesting word actually. But also the journey that I've been on in terms of recognizing them, because I don't necessarily feel them. I don't necessarily feel them trapped in my body, yet I am going through this path and this stage of recognition that yes, they still do exist there. And I've also been in this space where I feel like on some level they're stopping me from connecting to the greater aspect of myself. Now, what are emotions? And this is one of the realizations that I had to post about, because if I'm realizing this, then it's not just me. There are plenty of other people that are out there. And what I'm about to say isn't exactly... I already knew this on an unconscious level, of course, just like we know all our knowledge. It's just up to us to come into that space of remembering. But emotions, energy, information, or you could say energy, motion. Energy information is what an emotion is. For the larger part, we see an emotion as something which is expressed, hence being energy in motion. And when we express it, it comes out in the form of what society understands as an emotion, be it anger, be it joy, be it elation. It is just simply the form in which energy is expressing itself out of the body, out of who we are, into the world that we are experiencing. But when we allow ourselves to stop and think, and we start to break down the idea of an emotion, an emotion is something, again, it is that energy information. And if we break down the word information, it's information. It is energy, it is experience, information. So it's in a creation stage. Yes, the initial experience that we might have that has left us with this emotional response might have a certain effect on us, but the actual emotion, the actual energy that is present in the body is actually in a constant state of flux, if you will, because we have the actual experience that we've been through, which has presented this energy to us, imprinted this energy onto us in many ways. But that initial experience is what allows that energy to express itself in different forms. And the way in which this energy can express itself, and the end result is of course how we would traditionally see it in terms of whether it is whatever emotion we understand as anger, as joy, as elation. I don't know why those are the three that I can think of right now. But beyond that final expression that we can allow out of the body, I think there is a playground for us to discover where this emotion lies, because obviously when we talk about our emotional body, and this is where a deeper understanding has come to me, I guess, and to some people will find this very obvious and will be in a space of knowing with this. But it's been on my path to come into this realization. And the emotional body and the emotions that are stored in the body are stored in the form of those core experiences and those impressions and those energetic impressions that are left and stored within the emotional body. And what happens when this energy is then stored in the body is it's in this state of formation. Okay, but because it's in a state of formation, and it's just like it's in a cycle where it wants to be expressed. It wants to be moved through the emotional body. It wants to be moved through all our bodies and out into existence in its new form, because ultimately this energy information, this energy in motion, is just something which is what it should be. It should be in motion. So the idea of when it gets stuck in us, when we have these emotional blockages, these when it's trapped, it is just, it's like a holding space. A temporary holding space is our emotional body, really, because that's what it should be. It should be this space where we can digest the experiences that we've been through and allow the information that those experiences are giving to us, that these levels of information that are being processed on many different levels, many different planes, many different dimensional experiences. And it is up to us to allow that processing to happen. Now, for many different reasons, we don't often do that, or if we do it, it is often in an unhealthy way, in a quite a slow way, and often we take that core experience with us as we pass, and that is in many ways what it is that we then pass on through other lives, through our ancestry. And we are in this space now where we get the privilege of allowing ourselves to digest this information, allowing ourselves to move it through our body, not just for ourselves, not just for our ancestors, or perhaps even the past lives of our incarnations, but also for Mother Earth, for the experience of all that is, for the many different dimensions that are asking us to process this information, process this experience, on many times on behalf of them. And you know, these beings that come to express themselves in the many dimensional forms, many of which don't have their own form as we understand it, and many which are formless, but many which carry that energy information that is the pathway to communication, really, the pathway to communication between dimensional experience. And the more we allow ourselves to transmute these experiences, the more we can actually come into right relationship with ourselves, with our own bodies, our body, and our path of what we are here to express in this life. The more we can express this stuck energy and allow it to transform into the space that it wants, the form that it wants to transform into, the more we can actually allow ourselves to become to step into our true selves, to step into that relationship of ourself that we are constantly also in formation of. So I then came to the realization of, well, if this emotion wants to express itself from the body, and this emotion wants to be released, yet I can't often feel like I can feel it or access it. And so where is the access point for me? Where is the access point for me to start this process of transformation, which never really starts or ends as such? Well, there's different layers, because ultimately every experience that we have in the present moment has this energy which on no matter what dimensional plane, no matter what energetic being or consciousness is there in the present moment, but each of these experiences in the present moment offers us a chance to transform, transmute it. And what is the word I'm looking for? Begins with an I. It offers us the chance to digest it in the present moment. And the more we can let go of our human egoic selves, the more of this space of transformation in the now that we can actually embody and allow this movement of energy to continue. But that doesn't help us necessarily with the past experiences, past emotions, past energetic information that we have stored in our bodies. That doesn't help us to transmute that. And to that, one of the realizations that I came to, because I've explored different ways in which I can release it. And I do believe that it is up to the individual and up to your own energetic composition, your own space in where you are at in your life at the moment, in which the method is going to best suit you to releasing those emotions. But what I came to the realization of was that we have to meet the energy where it is in that moment that we are going to meet it. So this whole time I've been looking for the anger that lies in my body. I've been looking for the sadness, for the grief. And I'm feeling quite emotional as I'm speaking about this. And it's not always present in that form. We need to find the emotion in the form that it is, that it wants to present itself to us in the moment. And yes, we can use our intention, we can use our own being to guide us through perhaps different levels of information that we want to transmute, that are perhaps stopping us in different areas of our lives. We can direct that in those ways. But perhaps what the easiest thing to do is to allow us to consciously and unconsciously connect with the energy that is ready to transmute itself in the present moment. And yes, of course, when we look at the idea of emotions and energy in the body, in the blockages that we feel we have, sorry, I'm just still feeling quite emotional. And use the breath. It's like the core, one of the core keys to transmuting the emotion. Part of me wants to apologize instantly for doing this on the camera, because it wasn't my intention to allow that to happen. But equally, I knew in the moment that there was a reason why that emotion was coming up, and the reason why I had to allow that process to happen. I'm not saying I transmuted that in the correct way for myself, but I allowed myself to go through an experience. And in that moment, I also came into some kind of not even realization as such, but we can use the energy and the information that lies in the present moment of the now to transmute the energy information that we have stored in our bodies from past experiences. That was quite strong, that was apparent there. So whether that's something for me to explore, and something for perhaps other people to feel into. I was just allowing myself to follow the breath there, and I still feel that there's more to come. I didn't make this video feeling emotional, or that would give me cause to create the video. I just had this realization the other day, and I knew I wanted to share it. But as I was going through that process of breathing, allowing, experiencing, I think it was through that, then, in that moment, that the experiencing was a key. As I heard this beautiful bird passing and having its call, and that call gave me something in the moment that would allow me to release it. And for me, also, I'm in this process where the end result of releasing things doesn't necessarily come up in emotions as we understand it. It's not going to come up in me releasing and crying, and of course that's what at times is what my body and my own experience is calling for. But for me, quite often, and it's something to really explore, but I can be retching, I can be releasing in other ways, burping and feeling. And feeling is that space, isn't it, of connecting. Ultimately, those of us that struggle with emotion here, those that struggle with releasing it are those that are struggling with feeling. That is massive. It's so big. Even before I started recording this video, I had an emotional experience. I had an emotional experience where I just connected with the information that was presenting itself, the consciousness that was presenting itself to me in the moment as I arrived in this beautiful space that I often come to. It's like a corridor, a passageway to different experiences, and I was just met by the wind and met by these beautiful trees, and as the wind comes again, and it's also that space of allowing yourself to meet what is being presented to yourself in the moment, I think. And obviously that is a large part of what we need to do to come into right relationship with ourselves and the soul outside the body, the ever-present experience of the present now. But the consciousness and the layers that lie there for us to connect with are so present for us to feel and experience. And now is the time for us to truly come into this space of feeling, this space of right relationship. So let me just walk you. We have these beautiful sycamores that are here. Sycamores are an interesting tree. Not that I'm going to go into a big process. I'll end the video shortly. But beneath this sycamore here, and I really hope that this audio is recorded. I've had problems with the little mic that I use. I've got this lovely sycamore. Two sycamores twinned together, really. There's a lot of twinning going along. And then beneath the sycamore, we have again these twin stones holding this space. I don't know if the camera will adjust or not. And we have the space in between. The space in between. So all I really need to say is I'm just allowing you to feel into this little space here. And we also have, as I mess with the camera here, the two pillars of support and that are acting as a gateway, really. I just find this place quite supportive, and I just wanted to share that briefly on the video, allow you to feel the energy there. And then the final aspect, if you will, is again this place where once some building stood. I couldn't tell you what stood here, but again with the twinning of these trees and the twinning of the trees. So that's all I really wanted to share with you, and my own process to exploring and releasing the emotion, the energy in formation. Sorry, it's boggy here. And I think I've explored something further for myself, just making the video. So hopefully this has been useful to some of you. Please give us a like, leave a comment. Sorry, it is really boggy. And subscribe. There's a lot more that is coming at the moment. And I'm in my own state of constant formation, as we all are. But at this time, we are really being asked to stand up. And I'm trying my best to honour that call in the ways that are presenting themselves to me. So have a beautiful day, biggest blessings, and I hope the highest love shines down on you and allows you to see that you are this beautiful being of light that is ready to express your highest truth into being, into formation on this earth. Have a beautiful day.